So, on page 15,
Mm-hmm.
you have the anatomy of a change agent. My God, what profound truth.
Mm.
Because they are different than everybody else because they take the sense of responsibility for change and they care for the people who must live with change. That's very true. I've never seen that written before.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely true. And a change agent, for me, as you said, has a clear mind. And this is the quote I like. You got fire in the belly, and you have a sense of passion and responsibility that makes one want to rise each morning. So where does that come from you, or how does that fit for you?
Well, it's interesting that the story about that essay came from actually going to and being invited to attend a week-long seminar on nonviolent systems change.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through what used to be the OD Institute, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and is now the International Society of OD.
Mm-hmm.
And what was interesting about that, it was to me as an American in it, when watching and people talk about from all parts of the world that have
Mm-hmm.
been in conflict and come together, it was interesting because I watched people from Northern Ireland, and from all the different parties in Northern Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
debate and talk very passionately about things, and yet they would always come together around what was important to them and put aside, yes, their differences for the peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really, from my perspective, it was such an eye-opening experience that's what I wrote about. They do have a fire in their bellies. They really are. They care about their cultures and they care about their people.
Yes.
But the one thing that I thought it was really important to me too is when I heard the story about the Protestant minister who, in the middle of all this conflicts, during a funeral of a young Catholic boy, decided to step in, and possibly at that point in time, whatever harm might have come to himself, and just kept additional riots from happening by helping to bear the casket of that young man.
Yeah.
It was just huge. And I really thought about how important it was to care for the people and change.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think in organizations, I do know that leaders in organizations, they need to make change, obviously, sometimes to adapt to the environment.
Right.
However, caring for the people who have to live through that change and helping them carry through it is as important a job of a leader, I think, as making whatever the change is needed visible.
Right. And the other thing I'm seeing here that's important is you have the DBF model here.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I really like Richard Beckhart's, yes. I really love that because that is so easily transferable to clients. I could just go up to the whiteboard and type it out, just write it out and say, here. So tell me, what is the dissatisfaction with current state? What is the vision? What are the first steps? If any of these are zero, folks, you're not going to change anything.
Right.
And they get it.
They get it.
They get it, and it's easy.
And the resistance is reduced.
Yes, right.
And it's very important that if any one of those is not strong, the whole suffers.
Right.